Welcome back to TV Toastmasters. Tonight, we're going to be talking about massage therapy, we're going to be talking about energy work, and we're going to be talking with a woman who's just been voted the best of Oregon City. I am really happy to be joined tonight by Rachel Sheard from Ricochet Body Works, right here in this, actually Ricochet Body Solutions. Sorry, I had that wrong. Here we are, right here in Oregon City. Welcome, Rachel.
Hello.
So, well, let's talk about why did you get involved in massage therapy to begin with?
It was always an interest of mine from back when I was a kid. Traced it back as far as massaging the family dog laying on the floor.
The family dog, you got your start on the dog. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Just poking around, feeling the muscles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And didn't really have a desire or a calling to do anything else for a while. And I worked in assisted living for a few years and then decided I was ready for a less stressful work environment. So.
Okay. So you started your own business?
I worked in a massage clinic for about a year before I started out working more on my own.
Why did you go off on your own?
Just to have the flexibility. Having young kids, it was a huge blessing to be able to work around the family for the first several years.
Okay. So where did you get the name Ricochet from?
It really symbolizes my desire to help people in a more holistic way, more than just massage. I am also offering energy work, clearing energetic blockages in the brain, cupping therapy. I was really ready for something that would be, encompassing more than just being a massage therapist.
Yeah. So you use some terms right there like energy work and cupping therapy. Let's, for our audience, what is energy work?
It's really, you've probably heard before, everything is energy. It's just kind of working within those systems of energy that we're all made of and helping to kind of bring some balance to that and clearing out things that are feeling stuck and stagnant and creating limitations mentally, physically.
So you're working more than just with the body, you're also working with the spirit and the soul?
Possibly, in a sense.
Well, you said working beyond just the body, right? The things that are inhibiting people?
Right, yeah, it's just,
is that the essence of energy work?
Yeah, everything is made of energy, and some energy moves slow, and that's where you end up with symptoms, things that are not well in the body. If you can clear those things out, then you have more ease and more flow.
So what kind of, I don't call them complaints, what kind of problems do people have that they're coming to look to you for a solution?
Definitely stress, definitely tension, pain, fatigue, depression, lack of energy, but it's, the more physical energy that, the pep in your step type of thing. Sleep. Sleep is definitely improved with massage and reducing stress. The energy clearing helps a lot with that. Aches and pains.
So people looking for rejuvenation.
Yeah.
And you talked about working with people with depression. So how does massage work with depression?
It just really helps to bring balance in, giving you more hormones that help with keeping the body well, feeling good. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about you personally for a little bit. I've heard the story, I love it. So tell us what happened 4 days before you started massage school.
Nature had its fun way of delivering itself a present to us. Got pregnant and found out 4 days before I started school for massage. But I really recognized that if I didn't follow through with doing my whole massage program then, that it would be much harder to do after having the baby. And I actually only missed 8 days of school while I was recovering from having a baby and graduated on time. So that's a big accomplishment in my life.
So what were some of the challenges of being pregnant while going through massage school?
And working.
And work. Oh, you were working at assisted living? Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It was
what'd you do in your free time?
sleep.
Okay. So, I did see the photo of your graduation.
Yes.
Where you were holding your young son. How
Yep.
old was he at the time?
He would have been April, May, June, 3 months old.
3 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a great photo for him to frame someday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about doing business in Oregon City. Why did you pick Oregon City?
At the time, my husband had been working out here for about a year, and I was new within my massage career. We were living in Gresham, and I knew that if it would be better to move sooner than later, to have my clientele kind of in one place and not establish it for a while and then pick up and go and have to redo that work again. So,
okay. You let me ask a question about gender. Are there the concerns or the problems of men different than women when they come to you?
Not necessarily. I find that men actually are more open to having body work done. Sometimes women are not necessarily as, don't necessarily give themselves that time. But men seem to have an easier time with that.
Why do you think that is?
Women just have a tendency of kind of putting everything else above them, so that gets in the way.
So you made quite a name for yourself here in the city in a very, very short time, right? I mean, how long have you been doing Ricochet Body Solutions?
I've been in Oregon City for 11 years now, just building slowly. But yeah, it's definitely taken off the last few years.
Okay, so I have to show the audience here that this year's Best of Oregon City Awards, Rachel was voted Best Massage Therapist in the city. So must have been an awfully proud moment for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely exciting.
Yeah. And what makes you different? What makes it that people would vote you the Best of Oregon City?
I really enjoy taking time one-on-one with clients and getting to know what's going on in their world, what's going on physically, what's going on mentally, what would be the best outcome for our time together. Sometimes that means just shutting down and just completely zoning out, and that's massage, or it could be the same thing and doing the energy work and kind of giving that wiping the slate clean feeling mentally.
So it sounds like you devote a lot of time to the intake process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what kind of questions do you ask a client when they come in?
Just, what's new and different since they were in last, or how long has it been since they've had a massage? What are they doing to take care of themselves in between sessions? Just trying to identify things that might be problematic that they don't necessarily piece together, and trying to help be a resource and guidance for them to be able to self-care.
So you're doing holistic
Yes.
kind of work with them beyond just the laying of hands and the physical work.
Right.
Oh, got it. Right. So what's new? What's new in the industry? What's coming along? What are things that 5 years from now we'll be hearing about that you already know?
Definitely the bars energy clearing. It's already being practiced in over 170 countries. It's kind of slow here in the United States.
What is it?
It's 32 points on the head. It's sort of like acupressure points that you just gently touch, and it clears limiting beliefs and places where we hold ourselves back, where we've picked up things from family or from society that really is not in alignment with who we really are as a person. As you clear that out, it allows your awareness and anything really that you have going on in your life to expand, so that you have more ease and just feels better.
It's called bars energy work?
Yeah, it's access consciousness, the bars.
Okay, got it. If anybody wants to find out more about Rachel and Ricochet Body Solutions, where do they go?
To my website, ourbodysolutions.com.
Ourbodysolutions.com. Any plans for expansion? Any plans for growth?
There's some there's always something brewing.
Yeah? What's brewing? What's brewing in Rachel's mind?
Oh, just It's hard. I keep coming up with so many different ideas. It's a little challenging to kind of pinpoint down to one and stay with that for long enough to.
So it sounds like there's a lot of
follow
dynamic things happening in the field, and you're having a difficult time trying to figure out what do I want to prioritize? Is that?
Yeah, and just enjoying something long enough to bring it to life before I find something else that that's more intriguing and or a different way of bringing something into the world.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. So any advice for people who never had a massage before, never been involved in doing body work?
It's never too late. I've had some clients that are in their 70s, maybe even older, getting their first massage. So it's never too late, but I definitely wouldn't encourage you to wait that long.
Okay, I won't wait until I'm 70, so there you go. So,
and I do offer free consultations. We can talk by phone, get a better feel for what your questions and concerns are. Let's see if we're actually a good fit. I might not be the best fit for you, and I don't want to necessarily put you out on, scheduling in something and taking that time out of your life without feeling confident that I could be helpful for you.
So it sounds like you're really dedicated to providing value for the people who walk in through that door. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
And sharing a little bit about what really is a fascinating field and all these new alternative ways we're looking at towards keeping us healthy.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to thank Rachel Sheard for joining us tonight from Ricochet Body Solutions. I apologize for that again. And a reminder that, to have a healthy economy, we need a healthy workforce. So people like Rachel are really important in making this a productive place to do business. And so once again, my name is Michael Brand, and let's get to work.
I joined Toastmasters to improve my speaking, listening, communication, and leadership skills.
Toastmasters gave me
incredible confidence,
confidence,
great listening skills,
poise,
great leadership skills,
the ability to speak in public,
strength, a captive audience,
quality feedback from the more experienced Toastmasters.
Toastmasters really helped me improve my listening skills.
sales skills,
opportunities to go to different groups and widen my whole horizon.
Toastmasters has given me a more focused me, and I'm a much better listener. Toastmasters is fulfilling.
It's a great place to fail your way to success.
Wonderful way to meet people.
networking,
Strength. It's addictive.
It's a club of self-improvement.
It's an experience, it's a ride that you won't forget, and you'll enjoy it every step of the way.
Toastmasters helped me land a kick-butt job. I sang at one of my table topic speeches, and people liked it and applauded.
My business is doing great, and I'm very, very grateful to Toastmasters.
It's been a great experience for me.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for giving me so much confidence.
thank you Toastmasters for everything.
Welcome to TV Toastmasters. Tonight, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about creativity. We're going to be talking about new products that are coming out of Oregon City. And I am really, really happy to be spending tonight with Kim Foster, who is one of the founders of Imperium Electronics. And we're going to talk about their brand new product made here in Oregon City. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you, Michael.
So tell us, what is Imperium Electronics?
Imperium Electronics is a startup company. We, the co-founder and I, about 2 years ago, decided to form the company. He had the idea for the initial product, and so we thought it was a good match. I have a lot of experience in assembly and manufacturing and quality control and things like that. So that was areas that he felt like he was missing. And so we went ahead and decided to go forward with this, and it's a great opportunity.
Okay, so what's the product?
Well, the product we call Marius. Marius saber lock, and it's named after a Roman general who staved off Rome from the barbarians. And so we thought that was appropriate because our product is a device that mounts on the inside of your door, is an easy install, and allows people to have greater security in their home. One of the current threats to your home security is that there's an app that is on your phone, or you can download to it, and you can take a picture of a key, upload that image through the app, and they will send you a duplicate key, no questions asked. And it doesn't have to be your key. It could be me taking a picture of your key or somebody else's key and then gain entry into your house. Our device.
So keys are vulnerable.
Keys are vulnerable. And not only there's this way to get a duplicate key pretty easily, but there's also this idea of a bump key, which is one that will form fit to your inside of your lock that is readily available online. And then also lock picking tools. Now you can go to the Snap-on tool truck and get a set of lock picking tools.
So what you're saying is like our traditional door locks aren't adequate anymore.
That's right. They are just have been overcome by events, and other entrepreneurs, if you will, have found a way to encroach upon our security. And so our device will prevent entry using those means.
So how does Marius prevent that entry? What makes it different?
Well, what makes it different is that we actually have in our design of our system, it has enough torque to prevent somebody using a key, a bump key, or a lock-picking tool.
Okay, so you say it has enough torque in it to prevent them. What's that mean?
Well, it means that it's too much force that our device would actually, if somebody tried to use one of these nefarious devices to get into your house, it would actually bend and break before the lock would turn.
Okay, so how do I get in my house if I'm using Marius?
Well, as the owner of the Marius, you would have a key fob that is much like you'd use on your car.
Okay.
It's using RF encrypted technology, and you just press the open or unlock button and it will open your door, and then you get inside and you can either hit the unlock or the lock button, or you can do it manually, and same with going out your door. So it's very quick and easy, and it also allows for somebody that's maybe a renter and has a long dark hallway. They can make sure that the hallway is secure. They don't have to turn their back to the hallway. They can use the remote door lock to go ahead and unlock their door when they feel that it's safe, and then go right in. Especially if they have groceries or whatever. It's convenient, and then adds that level of security that you just don't have in current door locks.
So I can see that when you're coming home and you're going to unlock your door, your back is to the public, and that leaves you very vulnerable.
Yes.
So Marius helps you overcome that by the door will be unlocked by the time you get there. You can go straight in.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. And so that's a really very convenient thing. And our system does not use a smartphone interface, so you don't have to fumble to get your smartphone out of your back pocket, or if you're a woman, out of your purse, and then call up the app and then do all that kind of stuff. You just hit the unlock button and you're able to get right in.
So what was the inspiration? What was the motivation for thinking, hey, this is the product that we want to develop?
Well, my co-founder Jason really felt like there were downfalls to the competing products. There are a few out there that compete, but none of them added security. So we have founded Imperium Electronics on the basis of having a company where innovation is made simple, and that we build devices that add security or add functionality where the competitors don't. And we don't introduce vulnerability into our product that the competitors also have in their system, because they use a smartphone interface, and those smartphone apps are easily hacked. And there's a good example of that in the Segway scooter. You can go on YouTube and see that a guy went ahead and was able to hack into that app and control somebody else's scooter. and it's easy to do. The hackers are out there and numerous, a lot of stories about that, and ours doesn't use that system because we don't want to be vulnerable. Our competitors have made themselves vulnerable.
Okay, yeah, and that's true. Any system that's out there now, there's a plethora of people trying to hack it.
Yes.
Okay.
They do it for fun. There was a story today that about a 17-year-old said how easy it is to hack into voting machines. So that's a current topic, and but people are out there from all over the world just waiting to just see what they can do.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Voting machines. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
All right. This is kind of like your second life.
This is.
And you have a background in maybe not innovation, but cutting edge technology. Tell us a little bit about what you did for the first 30 years.
Yes. Well, my first career was a very exciting one in aerospace. I call myself a rocket scientist because that's essentially what I was. And really consider myself that way too. I graduated right here from Oregon State, went for an interview down at Lockheed, and found out on my last interview that I could work on the Hubble Space Telescope. And that was just one of those wow V8 moments that said, well, I could actually work in the space industry. I was a kid that was assembling plastic models of the Apollo and Mercury and Gemini missions, as well as writing a report. It was called a Tiger Report in 6th grade about the Apollo 11 moon landing. And I should have been directing my career that way, but it worked out well. And I went on to spend 10 years on the Hubble telescope and did some really fun things there. And then on to Lunar Prospector, a mission that orbited the moon and discovered water at the polar regions of the moon. And also on the Spitzer Space Telescope. And both of those latter two, I gave the go-ahead for launch for the spacecraft, and so that was a very rewarding thing to be able to say.
You're project manager.
Yes.
You gave the final go on it.
Final go for the spacecraft and said to NASA in both cases, we're ready to go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what was your role in Hubble?
My role in the Hubble evolved. I started out as an entry-level engineer and was working the nitty-gritty details of engineering on various subsystems, including the solar array and the science instruments. And then worked my way up through to be a supervisor and then ultimately a manager, and on into launch operations and post-launch activities, where I was able to give information to the team that prevented a spacewalk, which is by the astronauts, because they thought something was wrong with the solar arrays, and I knew enough about the system to be able to tell them that they did not need to go out there and do it. It had acted and operated properly, and because the spacewalk is always hazardous to astronauts.
Awesome. Now, after doing all that work, how did you wind up in Oregon City?
Well, I was originally from Oregon, and I spent 25 years in the Bay Area, down in California, working for Lockheed down there. And my kids had moved up to the Northwest, and I wanted to be closer to them, so I asked my management if there was any projects or things that Lockheed was involved with in the Northwest. And I asked that like on a Thursday afternoon, and they said, well, maybe something's brewing in about a month or 3 months or something like that. But they called me that next Tuesday and said, can you be up in Redmond, Washington on Thursday? And so I went up there as in supply chain management to help oversee a strategic supplier, and made sure that they were building the products that they built for the spacecraft and doing those right the first time. And over the course of 10 years of doing that, accomplished that. So
you just asked and the doors just opened up.
It opened up. It was like, there's a
lesson, right? There's a lesson, life lesson. Ask.
It doesn't hurt to ask, and a lot of people are reticent to do that.
So we're talking about life lessons now. What lessons have you learned about being an entrepreneur that you can share with any budding entrepreneurs out there?
Well, one of the things is you don't know where that opportunity is coming from. When I was part of the initial entrepreneur mindset course that the Chamber offered, I came up with an idea, and it was relevant to me at the time, but it got me into that idea of being an entrepreneur and what it took. There was countless examples as shown in that series, like Brian Scudamore and others, that started with nothing and made something really big. And so it kind of opened my mind to being able to think in those terms. So when this opportunity came along, it sounded like a great thing. I'd always wanted to work for myself, be able to work and live in Oregon City, and it all fell into place that way.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to learn more about Marius and Imperium Electronics, where should they go?
Well, they can go to our website, although the current website that we have is on the verge of being replaced by a much greater product. But we have in the past done a lot of postings on Twitter and Facebook and such, so they can always go search for our activity there. And then just stay tuned. In the next week, I think, is our new website will come online. It will really help answer a lot of questions and reinforce some of the things that I've been talking about tonight. And people can then ask us questions. If anybody has any thing that they want to know about what we do and why we're building this product, then feel free to contact us.
And of course, there also on the website will be the announcement when you roll the product out.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
And we'll do a big celebration here in Oregon City.
That's right.
Things
Yeah.
made here in Oregon City.
Right, made right here, and that's what we're really looking forward to.
Well, thank you for coming here and sharing this. This is really cool. What a cool story you have about your
thank
life,
you.
and then also about the invention and development of what's going to be a truly unique product.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And one of the things we're partnering with is a company right here in Milwaukee to help assemble the initial product. So again, thinking entrepreneurial, when you don't have a lot of money to start with, you seek for cooperative ventures, and this is an opportunity to get the product built and help them find employment for their people and for us to build our product.
Employment, that's a great thing. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks to Kim Foster for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
Just really enjoyed having you here. What a great story. Once again, made in Oregon City, Imperium Electronics. It shows that the entrepreneur spirit here is alive, that the days of the pioneers aren't over.
Right.
They're still here, right here in Oregon City. So on behalf of Kim, and I just want to thank him once again for coming. My name is Michael Brand, and have a good evening.